What is the dumbest controversy of the last decade? Ahmed Mohammed, aka Clock Boy. The kid who invented a clock that straight up looked like a time bomb out of an action movie. He got detained at school because it looked like a fucking bomb, and his family sued. The media tried to make it seem like racism when in reality the school was just practicing common sense and caution. The kid didn't even get charged with anything. The entire controversy was just so mind-numbingly absurd. Obama invited him to the White House, for some reason? He didn't invent anything, he just pulled the guts out of a cheap alarm clock and stuck it in a pencil case. His family was obviously fishing for a lawsuit to make them rich. On the bright side, the judge threw out the lawsuit and the family fled back to Qatar. I'm sure they were sad they weren't able to rob the American taxpayer with their stunt. Great question. While it's not exactly a controversy, but I feel like people have become extremely parasocial and radicalized. I do understand that the political extremes are very loud, but still. A lot of people seem to engage in third-person, us versus them, reactionary stances. Additionally, a lot of people feel very entitled and self-centered, while at the same time pretending to know everyone else perfectly. Maybe not as a direct consequence necessarily, but the recent rise in populism and especially misogyny seems to be interlinked in my head. People like the Tates or even Peterson just keep communicating to their easily influenced, young audiences, who then walk around and pretend they are just like them. There are many other examples, even in opposite side of politics. I do understand that we need good role models, for women, men, different races and religions, but a role model is there to inspire you to improve yourself. Not pretend to know how life works or how other people are. Explaining and sharing your experiences is great, but they are just that. Sharing ways to improve, and if you are into religion, strive for spiritually. When a 20-year-old boy told me a 56-year-old woman who has been through menopause now tried telling me how bad birth control pills work for me and my body and how abortions were only killing babies. I told him that I hope that every woman he ever had sex with for the rest of his life gets pregnant and carries that child to term and wants him to fight child support and insurance and all the good things that go with raising children and of course keep her up too. And then on the day that he has his 20th baby mama and they are all hounding him for support and this and that and everything else and his paycheck ain't his anymore cause he has so much child support and he learned about a year or two into the kid being born that he really couldn't stand the mother anymore. I told him I was like a hateful person who didn't wish bad on anybody but when all this happened to him he will remember me. Damn, that old bee was right. Pills and abortions if you want one or not are good things. I doubt that will ever happen though because I don't think that 20-year-old boy has ever laid down with a woman. He sure as hell couldn't describe what a pack of birth control pills look like. And yes, I know there are some people that can't take the pill and there are some women that want every child they can get, and if that is you then don't take the pill and don't get an abortion. But I grew up in the 80s, which was like the 60s but with birth control, and the one pregnancy I did have, I was advised by 3 different doctors not to carry this pregnancy out but I did anyway and it nearly killed me and he had to be taken by emergency C-section at 7 months. So you know not all shoes fit the same people and we all have to do what we feel is best for us. I wouldn't have been bothered with independent female of any age but a 20-year-old boy, come on. I did not listen to what he said. It's a simple reason that I would never go to a 20-year-old boy and ask his advice on me as a woman.